Hey, Miss Kim.
Hi.
Are
Live
you are
kind
you
of from the
are you
same space.
are you stalking me?
Yes.
It's like we're looking at each other at like in a mirror, and then we both have the pools and the furniture the same right behind us.
hmm hmm
Well, welcome everyone to the show. It's the episode 11 of season 3, and we are off and running in our month all about acceleration. And Thursday is Thanksgiving. Can you believe? I cannot believe it's Thanksgiving already.
Can't believe it. Can't believe
Mm-mm.
it.
But it is making me think about all the things to be thankful for. I can tell you, I'm not thankful for all the Black Friday ads in my inbox,
True. I am thankful for my heated blanket today because it is not as warm as
though.
it looks in my background, only where John
I
is.
Yes, I am thankful for my floor heater as well.
Yes. Today, we are also thankful to have guests John Morley and Francois Lupien. Tracy and I are looking forward to our conversations.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And we also like to start the show off by thanking all of the sponsors and the partners. The Connect Show is brought to you by Connect Media Live, where we help businesses reach one to many through social media, video, and web development. And if you would like to convert from one to one and move into one to many, contact us and we can help you.
We also have to thank our hosting sponsor, Expansive Workspace, where we are not broadcasting live from today, but that's okay. We are there every week in Studio A5. I kind of miss it today. It's like I'm been there every Tuesday for months, and so now I'm a little sad because I'm not there drinking great coffee and water. You should check them out if you're in Wisconsin. They have Tosa, downtown Milwaukee, Madison. They have some great spots, so check them out.
As always, we are very thankful that you come to watch the Connect Show. So if you're over there in YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, watching us right now, and have any ideas on some topics for shows, please reach out to us at the ideas at theconnectshow.com.
I'm also super thankful to have met last week's guest, Dr. Shantina Gladney. She was a winner of our very first ever small business shower, and she had gotten more than $17,000 worth of products and services to continue to grow her business. She has the collective marketplace and workspace at Bayshore Mall, right by Mitch's house. Speaking of Mitch, I think he's going to talk a little bit about our guest today. What do you have for us, Mitch?
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much. And yes, Thanksgiving is just a couple days away. We have lots to be thankful for. And today we're thankful that John Morley and Francois Lupien can join us on the show. John Morley, holy cow, so excited to hear from this guy. Founder of the JCM Academy, that's John C. Morley Academy. He's involved in business and entrepreneurship and networking and meditation, technology, and more. He's a co-host of the Happy Neighborhood Project. He's a coach. He's an unboxing expert, which my wife and I love a great unboxing. So can't wait to hear about that. He's a podcast host, daily, weekly podcast, radio shows, and more. He's a speaker. He's the pride of New Jersey because everything is legal in New Jersey, as we learned from our favorite musical, Hamilton. But can't wait to hear all the things that John is going to share with us. And Francois is going to be with us as well. And he talks about the 4 common denominators of success. Can't wait to hear about that from him as well. He focuses on how to become more, to go from good to great. He's a mindset coach. He's a speaker. He's a sales professional. He's got so much to share with us as well. And coming straight from Canada, Canada is in the house when Francois joins us. So John and Francois going to be joining us today. Super thankful for them. Tracy, Kim, thankful for you guys. John, super thankful for you. It's so much fun being part of the Connect Show. And I'm on my cell phone in rural Tennessee where the family congregates for Thanksgiving. We had a big pre-dinner yesterday. Can't wait to eat all the fixins and wait to hear from 2 great guests today. So Tracy and Kim, back to you.
We're thankful for you, Mitch, and your
Hey,
hype and your
I,
energy every day. I love it.
Yeah, he has great energy, even down in Tennessee. And the pre-Thanksgiving dinner, what is with that? That sounds like everybody should be doing that.
Right. I have to roll Mitch back to the studio next week.
The Connect Show is better when it's interactive. So please add your comments in the chat. We will bring them up and add them into the conversation. This is a great opportunity to get expert advice. You can ask the guests questions while you're watching, and we will get the guests and to help your business grow.
Awesome. We are all volunteers here at the Connect Show, every single one of us. If you like the show, you want to be a volunteer, email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com. We have to thank everyone that's involved, even to those of you that contribute in the chat. That is involvement and helps keep this show interactive and fun. So thank you so much. We are moving right on into the quote of the day. It looks like we're not transitioning. We're going right into it. Oh, growth and comfort do not coexist. That's from Jim. They always give me the names. Ginny Rometty, CEO of IBM. Oh, look at, they even spelled it for Rometty. I don't know if I did it right. Whatever, but I love the quote.
It sounded good.
Yeah, sure.
But it is a good quote. Growth and comfort do not coexist. Like when you're growing, it is not comfortable.
Mm-mm. It's not.
You're always doing something new and different, and it could be a little scary. So let's get this. I get uncomfortable a lot most recently. Every day it's like, ooh, what am I gonna do today? That I'm gonna learn that's new. Then the question is perfect for that. So, do you consciously seek getting out of your comfort zone? That is our question for today. Does anybody have any comments on that? Please put them in the chat on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Tim Ferriss talked about asking for a discount at Starbucks or doing a big, bold, uncomfortable act to break out of your comfort zone. I don't know if I'm that. I don't know if I'm like that kind of getting into uncomfortable. What about you?
I don't know. I think it just happens. Like I just end up uncomfortable because I'm always doing new things, trying new tools, trying this. Because if I'm not trying new things, then I'm going to stay stagnant, right? So, I've had to do a lot of out of my comfort zone things, a lot. Like public speaking is not one of my most favorite things to do ever, but I've kind of had to do it recently. And then I think about all the things when you have to get out of your comfort zone, then you think about all the things that you could have done better, which is kind of good because then you can do it better next time. Right? Like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. Like, I'm not trying to dwell on it. I had to give I was supposed to speak for like an hour a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, well, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to prepare slides. People don't want to sit and look at slides. Every other presenter had slides. Every other presenter. And I was like, oh, I should have done slides, but that's okay. Cause then next time I'll have them ready. If no one else has any, that's okay. I've at least, so like I'm turning the should haves into I will do next time. That makes sense?
Yes. And I think that a lot of people, they're so afraid to do something wrong that they don't attempt to do it. And I think I've definitely gotten better at that, I'm doing it. If it's wrong, I'll learn from the mistakes that's made and I'll do it better the next time. And that's my only metric of like, I'll jump into just about any new task, but I expect to screw it up the first time. And that's
Totally.
okay.
Totally. And, I think I like to be honest with, if I'm working with someone about it, okay, I'm willing to try this, but it's my first time. So if I screw it up, we're just going to learn from the experience and move forward. And I think a lot of people really appreciate that honesty. So getting out of my comfort zone, but being honest with myself and other people about it works out all right, I think.
Yeah, and that has worked out really well for me, especially when you're working with clients. And if you just tell them up front right away that, okay, I'll attempt this, but I've never done this before. And then when they get frustrated with you because you've done something wrong, you can just say, I'm trying over here. I'm learning. I'm doing my best. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I just need a little bit more time. And then they totally get it because they've obviously have especially the business owners, they've done a bunch of that stuff already.
Yeah.
And they've tried and failed, and they can totally relate. So they don't normally have too many issues with that.
Yeah, let's grow together. And yeah,
Mhm.
we might have some mishaps, but mishaps probably equal growth. So let's grow together.
Mhm.
I like it. I like it. I like
Yep.
it. I like
I
it.
think every day you gotta have some screw up in order to feel successful.
It's true. It's true. But if you're
That
not
is true.
learning from those screw ups, then you're not getting anywhere. Like you have to learn from those mess ups to get out of the comfort zone. And then maybe it'll become a comfort zone. And then you try
Mhm.
something else
Mhm.
new. Yes.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love it.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So in the chat, we have written here, you're either the one that creates the automation or you're getting automated by Tom Preston Werner. And I think that might have been a quote from a
That was a
previous
quote from a
session.
previous session.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
That-
it is a really, really good quote because we're talking all about acceleration this month.
yes.
And part of acceleration is all of the automated tools and all of the things to help you, which are another thing that we always have to learn.
Yes. Yes. Oh, look, John's got something. I have to remind myself to do the things that I am avoiding all the time. It's too easy to slip into comfortable things. That's from the Stories Project.
Mhm.
That is so true. It's really easy to
Mhm.
be like, I don't know if I want to do that, but then are you growing? Right?
Mhm.
Thank you from the Stories
Yes.
Project.
Yes. And Emily Fell says, I went from teacher to trying to start my own company. Yeah, that's some growth.
I love that. I love that. You get to teach
Yeah.
someone else forever or many. You taught many
Mhm.
for however long, and then you started your own company. But wow, way to
And
go, Emily.
companies. So then she
Companies.
started one and then was kept growing and doing more. Awesome.
Way to go, Emily. I love that. Comment in the chat to connect with us. We're going to read them and hopefully keep you going along with us. John is always running everything behind the scenes. He's putting those comments in the chat. So as long as we've got some goodies, we're gonna bring you along with us. So thank you, John, for taking care of that. I think we're ready to move on.
Bring on our first guest. Our first guest.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully I did not butcher this name. I heard you say it earlier, and I've butchered his name in the past, so he knows that
I have
might not
tried
do
to
this
help
so
her
well.
through this for probably 2 years with his name. Go for it.
Francois. Did I do it right?
Yes, you got it. Francois.
Oh, is it Lupien?
That one I don't know.
I think I might have got it.
I just like his first
Anyways, he's a dynamic coach, mentor, and speaker whose experience includes successful working with Tony Robbins, Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and as a consultant with Bob Proctor, the movie The Secret.
Achieving excellence in everything he puts his mind to, Francois has been a Taekwondo Canadian champion, a top real estate agent for 11 years with Remax, and a serial entrepreneur with multiple successful 6-figure businesses. I'm so excited to see Francois. Welcome, Francois.
Hello, good to be here. Happy. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for your show. I appreciate the preview that you had talking about comfort zones. And I was just all excited saying, hey, let's jump in this and help people get into the difficult places that we don't want to go. And then as we make a habit of doing so, then it gets so much better. Well, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And you said my name perfectly, by the way. Francois Lupien. Perfect.
That was all my experience from Blitzer. That's where we originally met, back in Blitzer days. Yes. So, welcome to the show. What we want to ask you the question of the day also, are you doing things to get out of your comfort zone regularly? And I'm pretty sure that's a yes.
Every day. Every day. And interestingly enough, the easy way of getting out of your comfort zone every day is to have a clear goal of where it is that you want to go. Once you have that, you realize that if you are to achieve results that you're not achieving now, you're going to have to do actions that you were not doing before. And if those actions seems too big, my secret is chunk it down. Break it down into smaller pieces. Once you have smaller pieces, then you can take action on those. Small action creates traction. More of those creates momentum. And there you go. You're starting to get into the habit. Now, one of the things that's nice is everybody hates to do certain things. Successful people have learned to love what unsuccessful people do not want to learn to love. And that's the difference in between the two. We all have things that we need to do. You talked about before the 4 habits or common denominators of success. One of them is contacting habits. Most people don't like to have to contact people. Yet, if you make a habit out of contacting people, it'll get easier and easier. Not that the task is easier, but your ability to do it has improved. And that's how you get out of the comfort zone and start to gain momentum.
Great answer. I'm already feeling inspired.
I know, right? We haven't even gotten into his meat and potatoes of the real good yet.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I know. So what is the fastest way to get back on track when your results are going sideways and you feel discouraged? And that does happen on occasion. That really does.
Absolutely. And I believe it's got to do with focus. What is it that you're focusing on? We're all getting challenges every day. Everyday life comes and hits us right, left, and center. Where we focus is what's going to help to get back on track fast. And my secret sauce is gratitude. What do I mean by that? If we're looking at challenges and saying, and if people are looking at me and go, oh, not this again, just going into this state enables you not to access all the resources you have available for you to overcome it. But if you look at things as, okay, I'm grateful that, and you can make it simple, that I've got eyes to see, I got ears to hear, and I can communicate with people. I got a phone where I can contact my list of people. And just by doing this, you're going to shift from the challenge to the good things that are happening in your life. And by doing so, it's going to be easier to take action. By the way, there's a free gift that I have for everybody here, how to get back on track fast when your results are going sideways and you get discouraged. It's a 4-video series. They're 2-3 minute videos, and it'll help you to actually use my little trick and system anytime, anywhere to get you back on track fast.
Ooh, I love that. Free gifts right away. So when you know what to do, right? And you're not doing it, what can be helpful? What's a tip to be helpful on that?
Actually, it comes back to your desire. And by that I mean, if you look back in your life at anything worthwhile that you have done, there was a desire from within. Keyword, from within. If things are coming from inside of you, the outside does not matter anymore. But if you're basing your life on what's happening on the outside and the outside starts to shift, then it starts to control you. Case in point, when COVID hit a couple of years ago, a lot of people says, oh, that's it, I'm done. There's nothing I can do anymore. Actually, I had a client, she had a yoga studio. She was cook. She says, how am I going to do this? The government has stopped people from coming to my studio. There's nothing I can do. I am ruined. So we sat down and we says, what can be done? We looked at not what the reality was, but what the perception of what it is that she wanted to have. Did she have a desire to teach yoga to people? The answer was a resounding yes. From there, using our imagination, we created a virtual studio for her. Downstairs in the basement, she changed everything, green screen, cameras, studio, and then she was filming herself doing classes, and she enrolled more people than she had ever done before.
That's amazing.
But it's in our head. What are we looking for? Looking at limitations or possibilities. And the desire that you have inside is what's going to fuel the actions for you to make it happen. And by the way, oftentimes we don't know what we don't know. Hence, getting help from someone else is always a good idea, a different perspective.
That's acceleration right there, though. Case in point, you went from I'm done to now having more students than you had in place. And plus, take the advantage of people who were worried about sitting at home getting fat. Take advantage of that. Take advantage.
Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So as entrepreneurs, we're often faced with the big tasks that must be done, but they are so big, it often paralyzes us. What is a surefire way to get going? And I've had that happen to me. I will push things over to the side that I know is a big project and push it and push it and push it. And eventually it just becomes something where I'll somehow figure out a way that I don't have to do it because I just don't want to do it. Although I think it would be good that I do it, but somehow it's like self-sabotaging almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, actually.
So what's a way to get out of that?
You've touched on a point that is very interesting for most entrepreneurs. When overwhelm starts to come into your business, it is a surefire sign that it's time to delegate. If you don't want to do it, delegate. Overwhelm precedes the next level of growth in your business. And let's face it, you're not going to be able to do it alone. You're going to need to have people around you. So overwhelm, that big overarching task that, oh, I have to do it, and we resent doing it, we don't want to do it because it's not our talents and ability. Well, find someone that has the talent and ability to actually do this. And then you're going to say, well, I have no money to do this. Well, that's part of being in business. You need to invest in the business, invest in yourself. And think about it this way. If you're saying, I have no money to do this and I'm stuck and you're not doing it, your business is not moving forward. If you look for someone that can actually help you do the task that you don't like to do and they're good at it, guess what? You're going to gain traction very fast. Your business is going to improve faster, generate income, and you're going to be able to pay that person. And most people think that you hire people 40, 60 hours a week. You don't. You can hire people for 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. Mic drop. People are you serious? Yes, you can. You don't need to have people 4 days a week working for you. They can just do a little bit at a time. But since they're experts at doing that task, it will go much faster than if you tried and resented, as Tracy mentioned, I don't want to do this. And so, but it's a normal thing. The nice part about this is think about it as entrepreneurs. Everybody listening right now, you as an individual are very good at what you do. Guess what? Other people are very good at what they do. Find out someone that can bridge the gap of what you don't like to do because they're good at it, and you're going to gain traction much faster. And encourage the lifeblood of North America, which is small entrepreneurs. Let's get together and use other people's talents and abilities and move it to the next level. That's number one part of the answer. Number two is if you're stuck having to do it, I mentioned it before, chunk it down. If it's a big task, try and make parts of it, like divide it in 2. If the 2 are too big, and 5. If it's too big, in 10. The nice part about chunking it down, you can make it as small as you want. The good part about it is that whenever you take one action, you are no longer stuck. You have started to take one small step. So if it's hard to take the first one, get as small as possible. But now you're moving. And now it's easier to take the next step and the next step. That's my trick of doing it. So I'm sharing it with you.
I like
is
the
super
chunk it.
true.
I like
Yeah.
the chunk it. I
Yeah.
have to say, I'm facing the realities of step 1 right now is delegating. Like there is, you're kind of like in that little in between. Are you ready for it? Are you not? You know what? I have to be ready for it because then that means that I'm growing and things are going good, right? So I'm trying to develop the mindset of do it. Just do it. Just get it done. Just get it done. And it's happening. Things are moving. So it's not a bad thing.
Awesome.
And I think Tracy's in the same predicament too. We're just like, we want to delegate everywhere.
Yeah. We're like scrambling. We need to find a person for this, for this, for this, for this. We're all over the place looking for people.
Exactly.
What happens though? Okay, so like when you're looking for these people and you're getting ready to delegate, and you have to do the investment part, and you get all that, and then you create the task or the job thing that you're going to give this person. But what happens when you're not entirely trusting the process yet? So how do you deal with all that? Like, let's say you don't want to give over some keys or some information for fear that they're going to take it and run and do something with it. How do you get past that situation? Do you just ignore your head and just do it anyways, or what?
That's a very interesting question. Although I'll tell you, I have looked around because you need to do some research. And so I looked around for some research. I find some people, and I have this how do you say good part but flaw in me. I'm a good boy. I'm a trusting person. If someone tells me, look at all that I can do, sometimes I get carried away by their speech or their color chart, so to speak. They're showing me, hey, look at what I can do. Oh, all right. And so I've spent 15, 20, $30,000 with zero returns on this. And so I'm saying, what's going on? And this is what I came up with, and take it for what it's worth. All of us are doing networking, and oftentimes we're told by the leaders, don't try and just sell to the person in front of you, but rather build a relationship to find out who they are, what they're about. And when you do that, you build some trust. And then these people might actually know and refer you to someone that has the skill and ability to do the task that you're seeking to do or to outsource yourself. So relationships, trusting, and let's face it, I was talking to Eben Pagan, and he was saying that rich people only deal with referrals. They will not seek out someone without it being referred by someone whom they trust. So for each and everyone listening right now, let us become a referral partner by building relationships with quality, like-minded people whom we can freely refer to others so that they can hit the ground running and no one's wasting time. So that's why the rich get richer, so to speak. They get surrounded with people that are quality, and they only listen to their trusted friends to say, is it okay if I hire Tracy? Yes, Tracy's the best. She's going to make it happen for you. Right on. I don't have to go through trial and error. Now I can trust Tracy for her to do what she says she's going to do in a good way because she's referred from someone I know and trust. That's my back door to it after bleeding money like crazy on that one. But that's the way that I do now. You know, a lot of people on LinkedIn say, I can do this for you. If I don't know them from Adam, like, what am I going to do? And there's so many people. So rather, I can see and contact with people I know. Tracy, I have this challenge. Can you help me? No, I can't, but I know that someone else can ask you. Okay, who is it? Do you trust them? And by doing it that way, you're going into a circle of people that know, love, and like trust each other. That's how you can grow faster without having to fear too much of that delegation portion, which, by the way, I have this thing, it's called RoboForm. I have all my passwords that are locked into this big vault. And then I can give access to portion of that vault to the people that I'm delegating work to. So I don't have access to everything. And so through their own password, there's things like this. Research it. There are ways to make sure that you're comfortable in sharing some information with people so they can, like you said, Tracy, they just don't take everything and run. No, there's ways to do this. That's awesome.
I think as entrepreneurs, that's key though, the relationships. That's how Tracy and I started working together. We had met each other years prior. But the trust still, it was like, oh, I think I can trust her, but I don't know, like I'm thinking her and I have had conversations. That's what she's thinking, but there's also like no compete contracts that probably should be put in place. That's what I'm looking into but as entrepreneurs, it's super scary because you have a smaller something to give, maybe not small, but that might not be the right word, but you are talented in a certain thing and you're giving some of the keys to that kingdom of that certain thing. And it is scary to have someone else help, but they don't have to have the keys to your mastery. They can have the keys to the little things that help.
Exactly.
You could focus on your mastery. Francois, you were absolutely wonderful to have on today. You mentioned that you already have an offer to share. If you have any events or anything else upcoming, let us know how we can get that information. We do have a page for you on our website, connectshow.com/Francois Lupien. And It looks like John also has your website right on the screen too. So that is, look at howtobecomemore.com. So go ahead
Thank
if you have
you.
anything
His
else.
middle
Thank
name
you.
is Acceleration.
Actually, and you mentioned this, it's by choice. People, and if you notice throughout the whole presentation, and like you, I'm smiling all the time. And people say, how come you're smiling all the time? And I answer in the following way. When I was a kid, I was pouting all the time. And my mom used to say, why don't you put a smile on your face? It's going to be much easier. And through repetition, it finally sunk in. And I can tell you that if you have a smile on your face, your life gets so much easier. And so people want to be around you because you're radiating something that is fun and great. And my mom used to say, no one needs a smile more than someone to whom you give it to and they can't give it back. So keep giving, radiate, become a sun rather than a moon. This is maybe the last thing I'll tell if we have to close and do something here. If you look at outside the creation, there's the sun and there's the moon. And both of them are what's giving light to the earth. But the moon is only a reflector of the light of the sun. So when the sun shines, the moon shines. But if the sun is hidden, then the moon has no more light. So the sun is the one that actually gives out. Become the sun of your business. Don't be the moon in your business. Don't be a reflection of what's going on outside, but rather be the light that shines so that people want to get towards you because you are a light. And so it's like an interesting story, but what you keep in mind.
Yeah.
When people are telling you, oh, do this, do that, it's great, and you get excited, just a second. Are you now a sun or you're a moon? Are you reflecting their excitement? Or are you one that says, okay, yes, this is in harmony with what I want? Then you become a sun and you start to radiate some light yourself rather than if that person or that thing system goes away, then you're a moon and you're dark again. And that doesn't work. Something to consider. The more we think about these things, the more we take control of our lives. And when we take control of our lives, then we can share our gifts and others are edified from it and they grow as well. And it becomes a win-win situation.
That is powerful. I'm going to be the sun.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm going to be the sun. Can we both be suns? Do we have to share the sun?
Actually, the more you share it, and think about it this way. Think of this experience. There's candles in a room, 100 people in a room, everybody's got a candle, and you're the one with the light on your candle, right? So he says, can I share it? Actually, look what's going to happen. If you light everybody else's candle with your candle, next thing you know, the room is fully lit, and you're not diminished. You still have your light. But now your light was shared, and now it glows even more.
My gosh, I think I could talk to you all day, Francois. Seriously.
Well, awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
You say every month I have actually in 26 minutes, I have a super class that I'm doing on if $8,333.34 a month no longer satisfies your lifestyle, you will be astonished. And I'll a little trick here. What does $8,333.34 a month equals per year? Do you know?
No, not without my calculator. I don't know.
Like
ladies,
$60,000, $70,000,
100,000 right on the kisser. Boom.
Okay.
And so the reason I'm saying this is that when people realize that $83.33 a month is no longer satisfying because they are at a $100,000 level and they want more. By the way, do you know that 85% of entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, do not make $100,000 a year or more? 85%. That's crazy. We're working like animals. Sorry. Many hours. We all say, how's it going? Great. But we're all working really hard. So let's make it that we actually have something to do. You see this? You see my jug right here. So this is the $100,000 jug. This is how much money you're making right now. And then you hear about a concept to make $200,000 a year. And then you say, okay, then you take the 200,000 and you says, okay, I'm going to pour it into this. What's going to happen?
It's going to overflow.
Yes. So it's not the system that's the flaw. It's you that needs to grow. And when you grow, people can pour more and more and more into you, and you'll be able to handle it. So it's not about others, it's not about systems, it's about you. Once you invest in yourself and you become better and bigger, you'll be able to handle more. And by handling more, you'll be able to give more, and everybody grows.
I love it. I love it. Thank you
Jeez.
so much, Francois. My gosh, this could go forever. I do believe I could take all of his. I just want to sit next to him all day one day. Just come into Canada.
That's fine. Hey, I do things virtual, so I'm available
Is
for
your
everybody.
is your event in 25 minutes virtual? Can anybody
correct.
attend that event?
That is correct. Yes.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I don't know how.
Well, thank you so much.
So if
You could put the link in the chat at the locations. Like, you could send it to me. I can put it on your page, or you can put it in the chat for the show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and then people can get it right away there.
it says private chat, because where I'm at here.
Oh,
it
you would
doesn't
have to
allow
go
me-
into the.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
go
allow me to
leave this tab open and open up a new tab and go to Facebook and see us in live in Facebook.
Okay, I just put it in the private chat right now. If you want to take it and put it.
Okay.
That sounds
Awesome.
great.
And either way,
Okay.
if you want that.
Awesome.
And then as far as the gift that I had for everybody, how do you want to work with this?
We will distribute that after the show.
Okay, no problem. I'm just want to make sure that people have all that they need. Thanksgiving is coming. This is a great time of the year. We're grateful for the harvest that has come because we've been planting seeds. And Thanksgiving for me makes us realize the following, that planting season and harvesting season are two different seasons, and they don't happen at the same time. So when we as entrepreneurs are planting, and we're saying, where's the harvest? What's happening? Relax. Keep on planting. The harvest will come. Just keep doing what you're doing. Share love and passion with a desire to serve everybody around you, and it will come. And the harvest will be plentiful, but you need to keep on planting.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much
great
for having
information.
me. I really appreciate you. Wishing you all the best. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And until next time, make it a great day because you decided to.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving. It looks like now we're going to hear from Mitch with a podcast tips and tricks.
And advice.
All want to see each other grow and thrive and network. If you network, I talk about networking all the time. God, I love networking. My business has become what it is today strictly because of mentoring or because of networking and the mentors that I have gotten from the networking. A lot of people will just give you information just because they want to see you succeed. I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again. So again, some of those places that you can advertise, your website, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great for events because you can go and invite your connections. You can do the same on Facebook. Google My Business post event. That post will stay on Google My Business until the event happens. So it's living on Google for free, just for you. You don't have to pay an ad price. You can pay an ad price, but you don't have to. Eventbrite, I think I mentioned, and the free event calendars. I talked about YouTube. Do a quick video about what your event's going to be. Use that video, put that video on your website, share that link everywhere about your event.
Oh, surprise. It was me. It was not Mitch.
It was you. It was not Mitch.
I had no idea. That was a nice surprise from Jon. Thank you. So, I love talking about networking. So,
Yep, that was a great day.
Going.
That was one of your comfort zone things.
Yeah. And I, when I was speaking about talking, that wasn't even the event I was talking about. So yeah, I guess I had to wing 2 in like 2 weeks. So that
Yeah.
was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But that was such a great event, giving away so much stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. Up next, we have John C. Morley, who is a serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, national keynote speaker. Let's hope he didn't judge my little speech. Talk show host and president of the local 501c3.
He is also a person that lives every day of his life for one reason, and that is to become a better version of himself and help others become a better version of themselves.
So let's welcome to the show, John. John, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be with you wonderful people today.
I love that you have a QR code on your hat. I didn't see that earlier when you joined. That is amazing.
I do. And one of my companies actually printed this. And what I want to tell you is that I start off every one of my motivational podcasts, because I have a couple podcasts, and I say, if you're new, and I put the QR on the screen, I'm like, just grab your smartphone and just point at that code, and then you're going to see my link tree, which is actually going to believemeachieve.com. You can pop that in the chat and actually add that to my page, because there's so many resources of free information that I have there that you can literally just spend hours, like just growing.
Oh, it's fabulous. I kind of happen to love QR codes, so I'm throwing them everywhere lately. So
okay,
sorry, I had to bring that up. So we're going to refer back to the audience question. How are you stepping out of your comfort zone? How are you stepping out of your comfort zone?
That is an excellent question. And I would say to you, yes. I am stepping out of my comfort zone more and more every day, and I'm working to try to make sure that what I'm telling people, I'm also living by. So sometimes, like we said, being comfortable is great, but when you get uncomfortable, that's when magic starts to happen. So the way I'm getting out of my comfort zone is creating bigger goals, bigger dreams. A wise person, you probably know him, Neville Goddard. And he said, don't climb a ladder. He had this little meeting after church, and everybody said, don't climb a ladder. And he told everyone then to go home and write on a piece of paper, I will not climb a ladder. 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 So don't climb a ladder. But then he said, before you go to sleep at night and you're just about to pass off, close your eyes, relax a little bit, and picture yourself climbing a ladder. Like you could feel the ladder, you could smell the ladder, how cold it is, and safely climbing the ladder every night. And so in a week or two, he says, I'm having another meeting, but you're only allowed to come if you've climbed a ladder. But you told us not to climb a ladder. I know it. If you've climbed a ladder, then you can come to the meeting. People are like, this is crazy. So the next week, 50% of the people came. And only if you climbed a ladder could you come. And so they told their stories that they would do what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, they were at their friend's house. They were at their brother's house, their mother's house, their sister's house, mother-in-law, brother-in-law. All of a sudden, they were doing something. And they asked them for help. And they just went up to change a bulb. And like, oh, I just climbed a ladder. Or I was helping somebody outside hang decoration. Like, I just climbed a ladder. So what does this mean? Well, it means that our subconscious doesn't run, actually our subconscious does run our body. But most people think that, what we say and do alone is what does it. It doesn't. It's the subconscious. Now, I got very passionate about this many years ago. When I graduated college, I went back and got very interested in this speaker. And I decided I got to get certified in hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming, not to become an expert at it, but so that I could become better at creating my own goals. Didn't know I wanted to become a keynote speaker back then. But the thing is, our body actually has a program in it. And these programs are put into us from birth. Could be from our parents, our loved ones, friends, significant others, etc. And they're running our lives. So if we take a look at the programs in our subconscious and we change them, now they're not going to change overnight, but if we change the mental talk, If we change the imagination in our brain, you actually will achieve those things in your life. So Neville Goddard's thing about climbing a ladder, you might say, I don't care about ladders. No, but what is it that you want to do? Every night, one of the things I tell people to do is take a piece of paper. You could buy sticky notes or whatever, and you can write on this piece of paper really simply, I am wired to win. And you put that all around your house, your car, everywhere. And you just keep thinking, I'm wired to win, because you really are wired to win. Hebb's law said cells that wired together fire together. So we just have to get ourselves from this uncomfortability, which is what a lot of us are in, and make things comfortable so they become autonomic.
Wow, this is a great answer.
These guys today, I'm telling you. What drew
know.
you to self-improvement and motivation? Like it just seems like it's natural, or did this become a lot of practice?
It is. So,
or
you know my background, I'm an engineer, but I didn't always know anything about marketing, advertising. I wasn't a member of international press. How did that all happen? Like, was that a mistake? No, nothing in this world is a mistake. Everything happens in this world for a reason. There are no coincidences. So I was at college, and I had started my first company, an IT and tech company, unofficially. And I was doing support for $5. $5, I would help you by phone, and $10 I would come in person. Now, that wasn't per hour. That was just to help you, whatever the problem was. Obviously, not going to make a lot of money doing that. Teachers were calling me, friends were calling me, and I remember one kid I helped. I got $10. First, I didn't help him. He's like, look, he's like, I still want to pay. I said, no, I didn't fix your problem yet, but I need more time. So can I come back on Saturday, because it's getting late and I have class at 8 a.m. and I think you do too. Came back. He says, can I do anything for you? I said, yeah, a slice of pizza would be nice. And I went through what I was doing. And I said, why am I doing this? He said, I have to play this game, this new Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm like, you're having me waste my time so you can play a lousy game. John, it's not just any game. I mean, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. It's King's Quest 7. And so after he brought the pizza back, his name was Matt. And I'm like, Matt, give it a try. He's like, you're done? I said, well, just try the game. I don't know games. I'm not a gamer. He goes, he tries to, oh my gosh, it's loading. But wait, he's like, it's not finished. I said, I know, just give it a minute. Give it a minute. It's loading slow. He's like, no, hang it, didn't crash. I said, just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Just relax. He's like, oh my gosh, the game's loading. The sound's coming on. Oh, the character's creating. Why don't you try to play it? He's like, I can't. It's probably going to crash. I'm like, try it. And what got me motivated was when I was in college, I needed to have some way to market my IT company. The company that hadn't even really started, hadn't even had a base yet. Now that's 30 years young, basically this December. And so everybody knows everybody. Everybody can help you. Everybody knows how to help you. But do they? And being in college, I had some friends of the family. They were all supposed to be great. And so at that time, I didn't have any money. So, my parents would help pay this guy every week. And then I was paying him when I got out of college. And about 11 years ago from now, I went back and I said to myself, I'm like hooked on this marketing advertising company, but they don't seem like they know what they're doing. Like, I don't see any results. I don't see anything. I mean, I don't know. Everybody else tells me, John, you're never going to do marketing. You're only in engineering. So I said, first thing I have to do is go back to that program I took, that course, which is neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis. Wait a minute. I'm doing what I tell people not to do. I'm playing my own programs that I don't want to play. I got to stop it. How do I stop it? I'm like addicted. I'm on some kind of, some kind of bad drug, and I don't take drugs, but I'm on something and I can't get off it. I need help. And there wasn't what do they call it? A non-marketing anonymous club. So that's what I kind of had to be part of. And so I called Xerox, who's already who we're a client of, and I said, hey, Xerox, how do I become a mom and pop print shop? And they looked at me and they said, it's real simple, John, 150. I reached into my wallet and I peeled out $150 and I gave it to him. He says, oh no, John, we meant 150,000. We talking thousands. I said, I'm glad we don't talk in millions. He said, no, we mean thousands. So what do? I go to my bank, right? I didn't have the 150,000. And I said, hey, bank, I need a loan. Starting a new business. What's it for? I tell them. And strangely, your bank is supposed to say no, right? Something was wrong with my bank. They said, yes. I said, oh boy, what do I do now? They said, yes. So now I have this loan for the 150,000, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to the Xerox company and I'm going to tell them that I only got 130,000. I went back to them. Now they've wined and dined me. They've taken me to restaurants, lunch, and all kinds of stuff. And I've like fell in love with this $150,000 machine. I said, guys, I got some good news. Good news is I was approved. Fantastic. Bad news is because of my credit, didn't quite get the amount that you're looking for. I only got 130,000. Oh. Now I knew what I was doing. I said, so here's what I want to do, guys. I just want to, cut ties. I want to thank you for your time. And what do I owe you for breakfast and lunch? I want to pay you because obviously, you can't get any money out of me for this machine. I can't afford it. Now I knew what I was doing. And he says to me, hang on, you want coffee? You want something? No, just sit down. I said, we'll be right back. I said, I told you I don't have the money. I know, just sit down, relax. So he goes running over like a little kid to the manager, comes back to me. He says, you're in luck. I said, I'm short, 30,000 short. He says, you're in luck because the 20,000 short. He says, they're doing a promotion starting today till next week on that machine or anything larger. And they're including 40 hours of free training, including tax. I was like, oh. Now, meanwhile, I knew what I was doing. And then it worked. And then I had this machine. Yep. And before I know it, I'm failing for the first 2 years. And then I decided, well, what do I do? Failure isn't failure, as Mr. Tom Hopkins said. I always believe, and I go to his boot camps. That's where I send all my training people. I send them there, and if you can live through that, you can work for me. If you can't, then you might not be cut out for sales. So he says, I never see failure as failure, but only as a way to practice my technique and perfect my performance. I never see failure as failure, but only as a game I must play to win. I never see failure as failure, but only as a way to laugh. Now, that's only just a few of them. So I said, okay, why don't I start taking some of this stuff that I'm hearing and apply it? Like, why not? And so I started getting creative. I was like, I like video producing. I've always done it. Maybe I should get back into that. Then I started creating social media content. And I remember when my first video, I don't say it went viral, but it had, I'm going to say over, I think it was over, at the time, it was over 2 million views. And I said, wow, maybe I should do this more often. And then I just got hooked and addicted on creating content. How I got into the part of about the motivation and helping people with their lives was really simple. I knew that if I could help myself, I could help others. And if I could just give people that one tip, like the one I gave you today with the paper, or there's other tips that we can use, I realized that we can make a major difference in our lives if we just change our language, if we change how we approach things. And that's how I got
that was actually going to be my that was going to be my next question, actually.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's good. You fell right into my next question. So yeah, my next question was, what was one tip that that would change another business when they implement it? That was going to be my next question. And you were getting into that.
One tip, I think that might be our energies. We're all connected. Energy is connecting, right? So we're all kind of in this microcosm. Everything, you, I, my cell phone, my computer, my hat, everything. We're all vibrating. So we can affect the energy of our vibrations. If you want to look at that, look at Mazimoto and how beautiful energy can make beautiful crystals, but that's getting on a tangent. So one tip I can recommend right now is do it now. A very wise business owner, and he says this every way in his multi-million-dollar estate going down his elevator. Do it now, do it now, do it now. And so I would say one of the most important things you can do beside do it now is you have to realize, and this is the real big one, when someone else, when you have people around you and they say to you that they say no to you, or they tell you that it's not possible. I had an elected official have me come into his office. It was kind of a little bit, they had a little bit of shrug. And so I went in there. At the time I was, becoming president of the chamber. And he said to me, Jon, what are you going to give up? I said, give up. He said, what are you going to give up with all this nonsense? Oh, and by the way, remember that little thing you guys created, that Shop Local campaign? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we're using it and you're not. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, can we at least work on it? No, we can't. We're using it. We're much bigger. We have resources. You don't. And end of story. Oh, okay. So when are you going to give up and stop all this foolishness? I said, could you give me a minute? And I sat back in his chair, guest chair, and I closed my eyes. He said, what are you doing? I said, sir, I don't want to lie to you. I want to give you the exact year, hour, minute, day, second, and microsecond that I'm officially going to give up. I'm almost there. He says, when are you going to give up? I'm going to give up when a little baby boy, little baby girl tells their parents they don't want to walk anymore. Fast forward. He's like, you have two kids, right? A boy and a girl, one that's through college and the girl who's going into college. He said, yes. When did they ever tell you that they didn't want to walk? He's scratching his head, all kinds of funny emotions. Never. I said, sir, I always knew that you were a bright and intelligent man. And that from the moment I met you, you'd be a person of real regard and integrity. And I also knew that when I asked you that question the first time today, you would give me the appropriate answer correctly. The first time, the answer is never. He said, Jon, you're arrogant. Now get out of my office. Now, why did I tell you that? I told you that because everybody wants to be liked by people. If you do, you're in the wrong place. If you want people to pat you on the back, if everyone likes you, ladies and gentlemen, today in your business, you're doing something wrong. I'm not saying they should hate you, but you got to have a few people that are going to be a little bit on the side, like, what are you doing? And when you have those people, that means that you're bringing your A game. If you don't bring your A game, guess what? Someone else will, and you'll be replaced by them. So in business, it's nice that people like you, but don't set your belief and expectation of how and what you can do based on what others tell you. The only person that has the right to tell you anything is yourself. So don't give other people permission to rain on your parade.
I think that's a great place to end. Do not let other people rain on your parade. We have 1 minute left on the show. Holy cow.
Wow.
You guys
I lost track of time.
Killed it today with,
lots of good
I could
stuff.
sit next to Jon all day today now too.
And I just want to say one thing in the last 30 seconds. I'm going to tell you this. When it's Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving, I ask everyone here listening, would you please do me a personal favor and unplug from technology during your Thanksgiving dinner and plug in to your family?
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
I agree also.
Yep.
Yes.
Mine, I will probably have music playing, but that's about it. That's what my phone's going to be used for. Some light music.
I was just going to say, what about the Thanksgiving music?
Great content. I would love you to comment and share some of the stuff that I do and even be a guest on my show.
That's amazing. Do you have any specials or offers for the audience today?
I do.
Also have
one of the things we are doing
website.
For everyone that reaches out, we can send it to you guys later. I'm offering a 15-minute life coaching session to help them improve their lives. Just something I want to do because it's Thanksgiving and I want to help people if they're in a challenging place, get to a better place.
I love that.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Jon.
And we do have a page on our website for you as well, connectshow.com/Jon C. Morley. and everybody can get your information there. And hope everybody.
I'll send
has
you
a
an
great
email later with
Thanksgiving.
the info, and they can reach out and they can set up a free 15-minute call. I'll give you my link to the calendar, and they can pick a 15-minute consult.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to help them either now or anytime this year, just to help them with that one thing that might be just preventing them from the success they've been trying to get to for years.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
2 great, inspiring guests today, Kim. I'm just feeling so inspired and like ready to take some action today for real.
I have some action I have to take. So this just is going to help me make sure that happens. So it's 11:01.
Nice.
Let's finish her up. Huh? We have the Connect
Okay.
Show Mastermind every Friday at 10 Central. I do not believe I am available for attendance on this one, unfortunately, but
I don't think we will be happily on Friday because of the Thanksgiving holiday.
that's kind of what I thought. So every other Friday. So we'll start off December strong. Huh? 10 a.m. Central, and you can find a link for that show.com.
And we want to thank all of our volunteers and our guests for attending today. Our volunteers such as Mitch, Sandra, all the people. I can't even think of them all right now. And I've recruited a few new volunteers also, so we're adding to the group. I'm so excited for that.
I love it.
And next week we'll be featuring Joe Tam and Kyle Is it Burger?
I think it's
for
Burger.
real?
I think it's Burger.
Yeah. On our last show about acceleration.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you can, like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about it. We're here to give back to the community. So sharing one video can go a long way. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody. Jon, Tracy, the whole team, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. See you next time.
Bye, guys.